and welcome to the session on higher secondary education in India. Education is an important human activity. It is one of the most important investments a country can make for its people. A good educational system provides a proper atmosphere to make a person fully aware of the responsibility to his family, community and country. The quality and character of the people greatly depend on the education imparted to them at different levels. Education is grouped into primary, secondary and university stages in different countries, though the duration of secondary education may differ from country to country. Education is the fundamental right of every citizen in India. Education systems are encountering challenges and changes everywhere. Hence, one of the greatest tasks of the nation is to expand and extend the reach of education to the younger generations at the primary, secondary as well as higher secondary level. This is being done with the urge to build a society that would contribute to the progress and welfare of the nation and at the same time proceed towards better conditions and situations. Mahatma Gandhi had perceived the essence of education as an integral part of life closely related to the requirements of a healthy and productive national life. In fast changing world, education needs to respond to the change. A few of the issues related to educational changes include changes in technology, emerging emphasis on self-learning, cooperative learning, issues of professional development and growth, issues related to infrastructure in schools and institutions, etc. To meet these challenges, the new pattern of education or the new education policy of 1986 recommended at the national level 10 years of general education, 2 years of senior secondary education and 3 years of degree course. Secondary and higher secondary education are important terminal stages in the system of general education. It is at this level that the youth decide on whether to pursue their higher education. Secondary education is the kind of education which is provided after the primary education and before the university education. Before independence, the secondary education was classified into different manners such as vernacular middle school, matriculation, entrance, high school, intermediate, etc. The form of secondary education changed after independence. The secondary education was divided into 3 groups. From the 6th to the 8th, it was considered as junior high school. From 9th to 10th, it was high school and 11th and 12th was considered as higher secondary education. During the British period of India, secondary education was promoted through favorable colonial development policies and community initiatives. But in free India, it is neglected because of relatively high political commitment for compulsory education and higher and professional education. In fact, little thinking has gone into developing secondary education to discharge effectively its social and individual functions. The focus has been on its growth as an extension of elementary education. As in many developing economies, India also faces a number of developmental challenges as far as secondary education is concerned. Importance of higher secondary education. Secondary and higher secondary education forms an integral part in the development of the entire education system. The demand for higher secondary education is due to the increasing demand for labor force in the global economy. There is demand for educated labor because the secondary graduates as a labor force are trainable for the requirements of the globalized market. For foster economic growth, it is not sufficient to exclusively concentrate on primary education, but secondary and higher secondary education. The higher secondary education forms the inner connectivity to the higher education system, but providing the required input. The higher secondary education schools are managed by state government as well as by private societies and trusts. The state boards accord recognition to these schools and formulate syllabus and conduct examinations. There are 2 boards whose jurisdiction extend all over the country. One is the Central Board of Secondary Education CBSE, and the second is the Council for Indian School Certificate Examination ICSE. There is yet another board called National Institute of Open School NIOS, which provides higher secondary education through distance learning mode and conduct public examination and awards certificates like any other board. The higher secondary stage is unique as far as student is concerned, in the sense it deals with a human person at a period of transition from childhood to youth, from infancy to teenage. This is an adolescent period of one's life when personality and its components are growing. Secondary Education Commission. The system of education developed in 1947 was narrowly academic in nature. In 1948-49, the University Education Commission wanted the reconstruction of university education. The system of education developed by the Secondary Education Commission geared to the requirements of university entrance. They felt that remodeling of university education is impossible unless secondary education system is reconstructed. Therefore, they appointed a Secondary Education Commission in 1952 under the chairmanship of Dr. A. Lakshmanaswamy Mudaliar. The report of this commission has provided the inspiration for the reconstruction of secondary education during these years. The commission put forward three important problems, which are the following: reorganization of the structural pattern of secondary education, diversification of the secondary curriculum, reform in the examination system. The commission, with regard to this report, visualized a pattern of education consisting of 8 years of basic education, followed by 3 years of secondary education, and finally 3 years of university education. With regard to the second problem, the commission recommended the multipurpose schools as corrective to the existing single track system of secondary education. According to the recommendations, the higher secondary course should include subjects like social studies, general science, languages, etc. In light of the recommendations of the commission, it was decided to convert the secondary schools to higher secondary schools. The number of schools that converted to higher secondary pattern was only 77 at the end of the first plan, but by the end of the second plan it rose to 3,121. The number of multipurpose schools was 374 at the end of the first plan, which rose to 2,115 at the end of the second. During the third plan, the emphasis was to convert 50% of the schools to the higher secondary pattern. The commission studied the secondary education system in detail, and its suggestion of reorganization of higher secondary education is very important and useful. The commission recommended that the schools should impart the education for building up the character of students and improving their discipline. The commission also suggested for the diversification of the courses at this stage of education in order to satisfy the individual interest and aptitudes of the students going for this stage of education. Another important recommendation of the commission was to establish rural schools in a country like India. It also realized that teachers form the backbone of the entire educational setup. The suggestions of the commission in regard to physical welfare of the students are also very valuable. While most of the educationists praise its recommendations, certain critics do not very much agree with its recommendations. They say that the commission lack originality and are repetitions of the old ones. The recommendations are incomplete and unbalanced and has not given any importance to education of women. Vocational higher secondary education. The 2-year higher secondary stage of education is very important because it represents the terminal stage of formal schooling. Global trends clearly indicate that higher secondary education has to expand with socio-economic developments. How to provide diversified opportunities for education and training to a majority of students after 14 years of age for gainful occupation in life is always an important question. Technical and vocational higher secondary education consist of programs emphasizing subject matter specialization and instruction in both theoretical and practical skill. According to Education Commission of 1952-53, multipurpose schools established at some places in the country have included the education in various vocational subjects along with education in general subjects. The Kothari Commission also recommends and emphasizes work experience in education, which will help to promote the all-sided development of an individual. UNESCO defines vocational education as a comprehensive term embracing those aspects of the educational process involving, in addition to general education, the study of technologies and related sciences and the acquisition of practical skills, attitudes, understanding and knowledge relating to occupations in the various sectors of economic and social life. Such an education would be an integral part of general education and a means of preparing for an occupational field and as aspect of continuing education. Advantages of vocationalization. Vocationalization will help in accelerating the economic growth of the country. It will help the students aware of the need for rural development. It will help as a supply of technical leadership at the grassroots level. Vocationalization will stand as a lead to the society in the matter of self-employment. It will help the students understand the place of agriculture in the national economy. Vocationalization will help students develop skills and managerial abilities to run small scale and cottage industries. The Ministry of Education in 1977 October appointed a National Review Commission under the chairmanship of Malcolm S. Adiseshaya, the Vice Chancellor of University of Madras, to review the curriculum of the higher secondary education with special reference to vocationalization of education. The committee observed that the vocationalized spectrum of higher secondary school is learning of skills or a range of skills through study of technologies, related sciences and farm or other practical work. The recommendation for vocational courses was done because such courses make it more likely for an individual to get a job. The committee recommended for the setting up of the National Council of Vocational Education. It distinguished two broad learning components of higher secondary stage, the general education spectrum and the vocationalized spectrum. The general education spectrum is for the general formation of a person and personality through learning centered around languages, socially useful productive work, etc. Vocationalized spectrum is an integral part of general education. The committee recommended the following: learning must be based on work either through what the Ishwarbai Patel committee calls socially useful productive work SUPW or through vocationalized courses. Vocational courses should be in agricultural and related rural occupational areas and in managerial, commercial, health and paramedical vocations, and not through opening vocational courses at this level in the manufacturing, industrial and engineering occupations. In countries where education has been vocationalized, there is no acute problem of unemployment. In 1964-66, the Kothari Commission observed that only 9% of the students in India are able to get education through vocationalized curriculum. The reason for the above may be the following: vocationalization has not been seriously taken up by the Indian government. There is lack of skilled teachers to train the students. The curriculum for vocationalized education has not been formulated according to the social and national needs of the country. There is lack of facilities in colleges. The schools do not contain well equipped laboratories and workshops. Most of the people are unaware of the possibilities of vocationalized education and remain indifferent to it. Problems of higher secondary education in India. Problems of education is found in every country, but vary in their kind and degree. In most of the countries, the problems related to education are the following: to correlate education with problems of life, education should fulfill the needs of the society of a country. People in a country suffer from various types of scarcities. This is the basic reason why the countries of the world have consistently tried to modernize their educational system for bringing it nearer to life. To democratize education, every country professes to be democratic and aims to provide education available to all its citizens. Since resources to provide education to all citizens is limited, especially in a developing country, the socially, economically and culturally backward people are not being cared properly. To cope with problems arising out of the modern scientific and technical advancements, education has to prepare a man to adjust himself to the changing needs of the times, to make education adequately efficient. Since education system is not that efficient in many countries, a number of people are deprived of their educational opportunities. More initiatives have to be taken to introduce innovations in education which will help make it more efficient and effective. India is becoming a fast major economic power in the world today. It is also the largest democracy with remarkable diversity. Education is one of the most vital process for the total development of a nation, especially for a developing country like India. The sudden quantitative change and expansion of education in different levels has brought the educational administration face to face with local community, posing new challenges. The framers of the Constitution recognized well the paramount role of education in the overall development of the country, and therefore, they gave a place of importance to education in the Constitution, thus providing for free and compulsory education throughout the nation. Secondary education gains importance in developing countries for a number of reasons. The rapidity at which the developing countries achieve universal elementary enrollment has generated direct demand for secondary education. This is evident from the UNESCO World Education Report of 2000, which says that the amendment of right to education has resulted in significant increase in gross enrollment in secondary education in many developing countries. But the overall quality of secondary education and higher secondary education has declined due to less efficient system. Indian education will not progress, develop or evolve into a dynamic field unless the problems inherent in it are identified and solved. Education in India faces the following problems: quality of education. Maintaining standard of education system is very important. Keeping good balance with education system worldwide is a big challenge. To improve the quality of education, it is important to provide latest technology, promote alternative educational ideas, give statistical feedback for continuous improvement and consistent grading system, encourage collaboration among students, teachers and parents. Aimless education. Most of the people in India are receiving education in schools and colleges without having definite aim before them. It is clearly stated by Daulat Singh Kothari in the Kothari Commission that the most important remark in the education is to change it or to make endeavor so that it may be related to the life of the people, their needs and aspirations, and thus we will have to develop education as a powerful weapon for bringing about social, economic and cultural changes which are necessary for national objectives. In short, the education should aim at the fulfilling the needs of the citizen and promoting among them the feeling of national brotherhood. Lack of money. One of the pressing problems of Indian education is inadequate funding of their educational programs. Cost of education. Cost of education is very high. Educational services at low cost can be made possible through online solutions. This problem can be solved through community learning through online system. Defective curriculum. The Secondary Education Commission as well as the Kothari Commission has pointed out certain defects in the curriculum as narrow, bookish and theoretical. It also says that the curriculum does not fulfill the different needs and interests of the students. Apart from all this, the curriculum which is being followed has insufficient provision of practical activities. Limited accessibility. In a diverse country like India, it is difficult to make education accessible to all the segments of society. To improve accessibility, open portal and open information should be made available to everyone. Promoting distance learning education in rural areas is also an effective method. Lack of qualified people. Lack of involvement in education matters is a challenge faced by Indian education. Materialistic gains, incentives and opportunities entice the qualified Indian educator away from this challenging field. Outdated teaching methods. With the changing times and challenges, teaching methods should be improved. Even today, the education is not child centered in India, which is adopted in many foreign countries. Wastage and stagnation. It is a very unfortunate problem that exists at all stages of education. This is because of mismanagement, defective environment, defective curriculum, defective examination system, etc. Let me summarize the session. The chapter in detail discusses higher secondary education and its importance. Education is grouped into primary, secondary and university stages in different countries, though the duration of secondary education may differ from country to country. Education is the fundamental right of every citizen in India. Education systems are encountering challenges and changes everywhere. To meet these challenges, the new pattern of education or the new education policy of 1986 recommended at the national level 10 years of general education, 2 years of senior secondary education and 3 years of degree course. Secondary education is the kind of education which is provided after the primary education and before the university education. Secondary and higher secondary education forms an integral part in the development of the entire education system. The demand for higher secondary education is due to the increasing demand for labor force in the global economy. In 1948-49, the University Education Commission wanted the reconstruction of university education. They felt that remodeling of university education is impossible unless secondary education system is reconstructed. Therefore, they appointed a secondary education commission in 1952 under the chairmanship of Dr. A. Lakshmanaswamy Mudaliar. The commission, with regard to this report, visualized a pattern of education consisting of 8 years of basic education followed by 3 years of secondary education and finally 3 years of university education. The commission recommended that the school should impart the education for building up the character of the students and improving their discipline. The commission also suggested for the diversification of the courses at this stage of education in order to satisfy the individual interest and aptitudes of the students going for this stage of education. Technical and vocational higher secondary education consist of programs emphasizing subject matter specialization and instruction in both theoretical and practical skill. The advantages of vocational education and the problem of higher secondary education in India is further talked about in the chapter. Now, you can try to answer the questions given here. 1. What is the importance of higher secondary education in India? 2. Why was Secondary Education Commission formulated? 3. How does UNESCO define vocational education? 4. What are the advantages of vocationalization? 5. What are the problems of higher secondary education in India? 6. Identify the problems faced by education system in India. Now, you can go through the reference books listed here for further understanding. Problems of education in India, Ramnath Sharma and Rajendra Kumar Sharma, Atlantic Publishers and Distributors, New Delhi, 1996. Secondary education, D.S. Srivastava and Monica Tomer, Aisha Books, Delhi, 2005. Problems of Indian Education, N. Jayapalan, Atlantic Publishers and Distributors, New Delhi, 2005. History and Development of Higher Education in India, Volume 5, Shalu Sharma, Sarup and Sons, New Delhi, 2002. History of Education in India, N. Jayapalan, Atlantic Publishers and Distributors, New Delhi, 2005. Secondary Education, A.K. Naik and V.R. Rao, APH Publishing Corporation, New Delhi, 2008. Thank you for watching this program. We will meet again with another topic soon. Till then, take care.